Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Electrical Padhai. You may call me Raji Chauhan also. In this first lecture, I am going to take the reference of this book. We all are very much familiar with this book and we are also making ourselves prepared for the JEE exam or for the electrical engineering basics. This is one of those books which is going to give the reference of all the books at a single time. We are going to dive in the topic, so that's why we can be clear. We will be definitely be clear with all the topics of electrical engineering. First of all, I'm going to initiate with a very basic topic which is known as electrical engineering materials. So that's why we can be easily comfortable with all the electrical terms and conditions. Let's discuss about the classification, or we can say the engineering materials. Electrical engineering materials are classified into four types. These four types: conductors, semiconductors, dielectric or insulators, or we may call it magnetic materials. These are the four materials in which our electrical materials are classified. First of all, discussing about the conductors. Conductors, first of all, we will be I would like to let you know the examples of conductors, which are basically silver and copper, which we are using conductors to pass the electricity from one point to another point. For example, the wires in our homes are the good example of conductors because they are carrying the electricity from one point, from main switch to the distribution box, and so on other things in which we are passing. This is basically a very good example of a conductor. Okay, anything which is conducting electricity, which is passing the flow of electrons from one point to another point, is known as conductor. Fine. If we will be discussing about semiconductor, very beautiful examples of semiconductors are silicon and germanium. Semiconductors are those conductors which do not conduct electricity at a room temperature, or we can say at a normal stage. They do not conduct electricity, but whenever the exceeded amount of current is passed through it, then definitely at that time this is the thing which is going to conduct the electricity. But at a normal temperature, this is not going to conduct the electricity at all. So we can say that these are the materials which do not conduct electricity at all at the temperature or at a given parameters. This is not going to conduct the electricity. The next thing is dielectric. Dielectric or insulator. Dielectric means it is not giving path to the electricity whenever this is in the path of any electrical circuit. Okay, fine. So this is the insulator basically. For example, the insulators that we are using is N-type insulator, Shackle insulator. If we will be discussing about the daily routine, the air is a very beautiful, very good insulator that we are using. Whenever we are putting our finger into the switch, sometimes we are getting the electric shock, but within milliseconds we are getting released from that. Why? Due to the air which is into the path. Like if we are touching it, our air is also providing the insulation. Like if we are getting the shock, just putting the finger, I'll be getting it back because of the air that is in the path between me and the switch box, distribution box, what it is actually, right? So insulators are basically the materials which do not conduct the electricity. For example, in the cables, we are getting a white powder. This white powder is also known as an insulator. I have made a very detailed video for that also. You can check my channel for that. Obviously, I am going to pin that video in the box in which I can do. Fine. This is an insulator which do not conduct electricity at all. The fourth one is magnetic materials. If we will be discussing about the transformer is like this. This is the load, and if we are going to give the supply, if we will be providing supply end to this point, the primary end, and this is the secondary end, then definitely due to the magnetic lines or we can say that due to the permeability, they are going to transfer the electric charge from one point to the another point. Due to that, there will be some deflection, we can see on the load side. So that's why these are the magnetic materials which are also helpful for the flow of current. Fine. So you can look over here, and if you are having any difficulty, just ask me. The last thing that I forgot to let you know is the usage. Where is the usage of this? Conductors, obviously we are using it in home or for the transmission purposes. We are using the conductors. But if we'll be discussing about the semiconductors, it is having wide range of applications in the electronics field, in the electronic circuits as well. Discussing about the insulators, the conductor, suppose this is a conductor, the insulation is at the outer side. This insulation is going to make us protection from any of the shocks, right? So this is the insulator which we are using on the cables, as an insulator on the towers also. Magnetic materials, obviously we discussed about the cores, transformer cores, where is this being used. Okay, thank you, and now this is the end of the session. In the next lecture we are going to discuss about a very beautiful topic, which is about the atomic structure, about the materials that are being used in the electrical energy or in the electrical equipments. Whatever the materials we are using, we will be discussing about the electrical structure or by the atomic structure basically. Thanks a lot for listening me patiently.